say good evening, good afternoon. I'm back. Big up to our hot topic fans out there, wherever you are, locked in from. We're here tonight, live again once more. Big up all landkentertainment to the big up Little Thunder, so Mama Keys, big up yourself. Yo, Ruckus Ace, the whole family. Burn out anywhere they youth. Yo. And ignorance, big up themselves with the boss. Father Scrooge, CJ, the whole Little Thunder family. They want to big up the whole Uptown family, you know, downtown Montreal, Bergen, La Salle, whole over Laval, the whole place. Big up all of the fans over USA, UK, down a yard, same way, you know. Come on, hot topic once more. We're here. Today I'll be live talking with the DJ AK, Mr. Metro, Uptown Sound, Anthony G, Energy Squad. Remember, we have some things that we want to talk about from them times till now. You know the thing go. So we have a little matters them to sort out nowadays and I sort them out right over here. So right here at Hot Topic. It's early, we're just getting started. Now it's a good time to share the live with your friend. I want each and everyone that's locked in right now, give me a share, whichever platform you're on. Look up everybody locked in over there on YouTube. There's Hot Topic YouTube page. You can find all those interviews from then till now. And we're also locked in on Hot Topic Facebook page. Everybody can find the interviews there as well. Yo, tonight we're also live on Johno Frass Facebook page. And wherever you're locked in and just share the live for us, alright? Man, thanks for the love, thanks for the likes, thanks for the support over the years. Mama Keys, love yourself for the thanks. You know, without you, it couldn't be possible. Landkentertainment, yeah, man. People, you know, so tonight we don't feel like we're going to delay too much before we get into the meat and the matter, you know. Because I have my special guests, they're here with me today. And they're ready. And there are things that we need to talk about. Keys, let's see who's here with us. We have all those three men and gentlemen on the screen. Yeah, man, that's DJ AK, Mr. Metro, Anthony G, Uptown Sound. What's up, guys? What's up? How y'all doing?
What's good?
What's going, brother? Go on.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I just want to say a big thank you to all three of you for joining me this evening on Hot Topic. You know, may I say we can have a reasoning because you know there's a lot of things going on and a lot of things being said in the street that probably need a little bit of clarification, a little bit of explaining. You see me, I say. And you know, say a sound business we kind of in a more than anything else when we come around here in Hot Topic. So there's a whole lot of things where you know been brewing, a whole lot of things where. Have some argument we need some settlement. And I hear so we are gonna settle them argument there, but you know we still are gonna discuss some things that leading up to the settlement of the argument. So I just want to say welcome to all three of you for taking it and thank you for taking the time out of your busy Sunday evening. Everybody, you know, Christmas just around the corner. I know they probably have something much better could do. So I'm just want to give enough respect and show me appreciation for the item taking them time out to come sit and reason with us this evening. You know, a lot of people in Montreal have a lot of things where they want to hear. People, the comment section is open. You can drop your comments, and as much as I can, I'll try to, pass them on to my special guest. So, yeah, man, big thank you guys for being here with us this evening.
Respect, man.
You know, John, no stranger to the show. You don't know already.
Yeah, man. Father Metro more time, me and him co-host around here. I do him my more time. But yeah, Metro, no stranger. Anthony G, you've been over here before. AK, I think it's your first time on Hot Topic.
It's my first time still. Yeah. Respect.
It's for a good cause this season, and like the opportunity. So, Anthony G.
Yeah, man.
I'm gonna start, by what should I say? Like by complimenting you and I'm bigging you up for your win, your victory the other day. Anthony G, there was a no long talking sound clash right here in Montreal, and you were victorious. Blade Sound and Prime Minister.
Yeah.
In the eyes of the public this evening, I just wanna say congratulations on your win, bro. Well deserved, well fought. Big up DJ Viper, big up Greg C. I must to a further extent say Anthony G, compliments and congrats on the effort that you take to build Energy Squad from them times. Like 2011 you started?
2011.
and I can say you have put in a lot of work, my brother. You have put in a lot of work. In
Respect.
more than one ways, and and I know it's not easy, but now you see where the work is paying off, you see
Yeah,
big
man.
window and trophy start put on for energy squad and them things. So just big up the whole team, the past members and the present members. Big up on yourself and congrats on the work.
Definitely, man. Much appreciated. You know what I mean? And big up the Montreal people them same way, because at the end of the day, without them, we couldn't do it. We couldn't have done it same way, So big up the Montreal people, everyone
Yeah,
that supported.
yeah, man, a lot of support because the people them it's been on the street that Anthony G, stake up the mantle for Montreal and become one of the fighters in the dancehall arena. And you've been putting in the work and they see where you step out the box and even go Toronto and other places go war. So I think them say, you know what, let us give him a listening ears and give him a chance. And if from me to you, you've been improving a lot. Because everything you do, there will always be room for improvement, and I can say you have been improving a lot. The sound has been improved a lot, and you guys are, stepping up, and I think you guys are kind of ready for the road, still.
And respect, man, respect. But it is already, same way, Big up this the Little Thunder family same way, what I mean? Because lot of teachings. You understand? Dan, Scrooge, Johno, yourself, you know what I mean? Came from the Little Thunder school same way. So it go already.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, man.
So what was it like preparing? Because you've been in a few clash recently, yeah. But was there anything that you did different preparing for this one in Montreal against those two sounds? Two good sounds, two great selectors. Did you do anything different? You would say?
Yeah, we had to, especially with this clash in Montreal. It was our first actual clash in a venue in Montreal. Like we went to Toronto twice, which was we went to Toronto twice and compete already, but it was actually our first competition in Montreal. So it's like we had to try to we what we were trying to do at the same time too was try not to be playing the same thing over and over
Oh, yes.
and so forth. But we had to try to just switch up the box a little bit and what I mean and do something. Because even especially for crime, because crime was in the competition with us in Toronto in November.
Right.
So he heard part of the box. So that's why during his selections, he was beating out a lot of the tunes that he heard us played in Toronto and also from the past competition and stuff, from Welcome to Sound Clash and so forth. So during the night of the No Long Talking Clash, like we really had to be going and try to change around our selections a lot due to that, you know what I mean? At one point I was like, yo, would we have enough tune left to end for the rest of the dance? But we made it to the finals and came out the victory win and tune was still left in the box that didn't get touched, you know what I mean? So
Yeah. Even when you touch onto that now, like I must say, like although I said you started in 2011, it wasn't even long since you started cutting dub plate, but you guys are loaded. You can handle yourself because as you mentioned, Prime Minister and Blade Sound, it's not no easy walkover. Those are two good
yeah, those guys them guys have been cutting dubs from like I think 2001, 2002.
for a long time.
They've been cutting dubs like for Energy Squad. We've been cutting dubs basically during the pandemic. So if you really want to call it the pandemic sound, Energy Squad is basically a pandemic sound because yes, we had one and two dubs, but it was our main focus was the soca market, really and
Right.
truly.
Yes.
I mean, we had the majority of dubs that we had before was all soca dubs. We had one and two dancehall dubs here and there, but it wasn't anything of any, you know what I mean? But during the pandemic, when we realized, like as you can see, during the pandemic, a lot of the online stuff that was happening was basically either it was sound clash or involving within the reggae industry. So it's like me, I'm someone that's ready, you know what I mean? What you gotta move with the time. I'm not gonna sit
Right.
back and wait. You know what I mean? Movement I see movements is being made and I just decided I tell myself, you know what? We're gonna start cut some tunes. But one of the reason why the tunes start really cutting was, you know what, the place is on lockdown, and it was a thing where I wanted Energy Squad to step out when outside open up to step out with a difference. So it's kind of like let me cut a couple juggling tunes here and there. So when
Yeah.
outside open out now, we're gonna drop drop into a juggling dance and release some dubs and make them know, say, yo, you know what?
Yeah.
We try to forward to try to get involved in the dancehall industry, not just soca and so
Yeah.
forth. You know what I mean? But then Metro decided to bright up himself one day still and draw me out.
Okay.
So real talk, that's basically how the whole clash thing kind of started. Still, originally, cutting dubs was never about clashing. It was never.
Right.
It was basically mainly for juggling dance. Because even when I cut the tunes, my team didn't know tunes was being cut until one day I send them an email and I get email with tunes and wondering with hold on what's going on.
Right.
So that's basically
Oh.
it. That's
Yeah.
that's pretty much the whole outcome of it. And then what I mean, this like a trophy here forward. Yeah,
From
that's
where did you get that from? Where did that trophy come from?
I mean, man, Metro must know, man. Yeah, that's that was actually the Anything Goes Song Clash trophy,
Yeah, yeah, I know.
right here. You know what I mean? Yeah, man.
I don't know. I don't know. Somebody want to take that trophy back to the record.
All right, man. But he got for work for it, You know what I mean? Because whole heap of juice and champagne get drink out of that. You know what I mean?
Jeez. So come to think of it, Energy Squad is on 2 trophies now.
Yeah. Hold on. Yo, listen. Betsy them out too, You have to big up Betsy too, man.
Oh, sorry, bro. I'm not counting properly, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Two.
Oh, 2. Okay, yeah. And then there was our second place trophy that you
We got we in Toronto. Well, it wasn't really a second place trophy. It was more like a participation plaque.
black. Okay.
Yeah, that we got in Toronto for the new generation Sound Clash and so forth. Actually, Viper has the second one
Okay.
as well. You know what I mean and whatnot. But it's just like I said, it's just trying to put out the song out there. But like I said, it's from going into the Anything Goes Song Clash and winning that, and then having to move on to and getting a spot on the Welcome to Song Clash series. That's when I realized and the team realized, like, yo, you know what? We have to take it serious. You know what I mean? And from there we decide, once we start, there is no looking back. Sorry, I didn't hear you.
Check.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
my
better.
side, I think. Sorry about that, man.
Yeah, man.
Sorry about that, people. I mean, continue to share the live. We're live here on Hot Topic, and we have Anthony G from Energy Squad. We have AK, DJ AK. You don't know, we have Mr. Metro. Originally 3 founding members of Uptown Sound, and we'll get into that shortly. But we're talking to Anthony G a little bit about his victory over Crime Minister Blade Sound and the No Long Talking Sound Clash. So Anthony G, so as we mentioned before you started, 2011. So now we're 11 years old, right?
Yeah, next year going to be 12.
Next year's gonna be so.
Yeah.
So sitting back now, and as we mentioned before, you only started cutting dub plate in the pandemic season, which is 2018, mainly 19 until now.
2020, basically.
20. Okay, 20. Sorry.
So 2 years.
2 years. And now you're sitting here, we're talking about the sound, talking about your victory, and you're sitting on 3, accolades so far, 2 trophies and a plaque. Looking back, did you expect or ever thought you'd have achieved that in such short order? And what would you say to the younger people out there who have a vision or a goal of starting a sound system or a career in music? What would you say to them now that you're here today, looking back at everything and seeing what you have achieved so far?
You know what it is? Believe in yourself and what you want to do. You know what I mean? Because real talk, a lot of people told me that, especially with Energy Squad. Yeah, at one point we had the soca markets, rocking away and so forth.
Right.
And I took a break, and a little bit from the business, and then also with the sound. The sound did had a late split out in I believe it was like 6 years ago, if I can remember.
Yeah.
If I can remember clearly, with Selector Jenks deciding that he wanted to take a break to spend more time with family and so forth, and whatnot. And then with Viper being in Toronto as well, them times I wasn't thinking about going back and playing song again, and that as well too. It's something that kind of new to me again, because I haven't done it in a long time. Like, yes, back in the days I used to play, I used to play song, like both AK and Metro could attest to that. I used to play music and stuff like that, but it's like I fall in love with being the MC and just start with trash from the talkaphone. I fall in love with that, and also promoting dance and so forth. But then, had to definitely step to the plate and, make some adjustments because, my selectors, them is not around and so forth. So, but anybody out there that's really trying to make something happen, like I said, man, believe in yourself. But sometimes there's only you alone that could actually see the vision. So it's trying to talk to people around you. Sometimes they might not see what you see in your mind and so forth. And I go through that a lot. Like a lot of my friends and my family could tell you. You know what I mean? I have some crazy ideas, and when I bring it to the table, they're looking at me like, yo, like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? Also, I'm going to tell you guys this. I'm telling you this from now. If you're thinking about going into the song clash world and dubplate market, I'm telling you, it's pricey.
No joke.
You know what I mean? It's pricey. So please, you know what I mean? Please, guys, like if it's something that you're not really willing to do, just don't get involved. You know what I mean? You could cut little dubs here and there if you want to juggle, but you see when you decide and want to go into the competition world, it's a different story, because the prices is different, especially now. Like during the pandemic, we get a break. The artists them give us a break during the pandemic. The deals them was a lot different than the prices that are out now. So can you imagine?
Wow.
Yeah, man.
It was nice, wrapping up a little bit about Energy Squad. And I was like, again, I'm gonna say congrats on your win.
Respect.
Oh, one thing before I go, like I wanted to ask you, see that you experienced playing in Toronto and the competitions more than once.
Yeah.
And playing in Montreal for your own people. Was it harder for you? Did you feel any different going into the Montreal clash as opposed to going into the Toronto clash? And how was it different?
To be honest, real talk, the Montreal clash was a lot harder because I felt like people saw us on the Welcome to Sound clash and so forth. So anybody from Montreal who follow clashes, they kind of had an idea to what we have and so forth. So it's like, obviously, I feel like they wanted to know, okay, well, what else? So, what else can they deliver to us? Like, listen, as you can see, like, even I was just listening to the audio just, I think it was Friday, and our first round, like, the first round when we start here, the boo them. We asked this Johno, I'm in my own city, and the boo them start already.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I've been to Toronto, and you know what I mean? Like our first round, and we are still couple. Like you might hear a little booing happening, but it's not as, you know what I mean? But the one thing I try to teach myself is I don't really pay attention to the noise. You know what I mean? Me, I'm the type of person to see when it's time to get on stage and do what you have to do, I block out everything else. You know what I mean? And so forth. Because you see, them type of booing, if you're not firm, it can sidetrack you. You know what I mean? But yeah, we definitely had to step our game up a lot when it comes for Montreal, because as we already know, we have seen many times, Montrealers have no problem letting the trophy leave town.
Right. But I just see where Rochelle K threw a question on the screen. Like, why do you think the people are not coming out to support the clashes when in Montreal as in numbers like before? What do you think is causing it?
You know what it is? We let the clash vibe die too long. It's something actually been saying for years. Montreal is a clash city. The thing with Montreal, because it's like every time I clash, I feel like every time I saw a clash happen in Montreal, it's like there's a reset button for the industry, because then I realized after a big clash happened in the city, a lot more people, like a couple of weeks later on, a lot more people start coming out to dances, and just the vibe and the energy in the city just is different. The problem with Montreal, I just feel like we let it go too long. Like sometimes there is a whole year pass and there is no clashes, or sometimes 2 years pass and there is no clashes. So this is kind of one of the reason why I feel like now, like, you know what I mean? I had that conversation with Worm. I also had that conversation with DJ Skinny. And this is why now people are starting to see a lot more, you know what I mean, stuff happening when it comes not just clashes, but even like the dub plate showcase and stuff like that, you know what I mean? Definitely also big up Kenny Bling as well too for that, you know, that Montreal dub plate showcase we had.
And the whole impact family, big up you guys.
Definitely, you know what I mean? Also big up to DJ Skinny, Big Worm, Maga K, and myself. Like during the pandemic, we decided to do the whole dub reloaded.
Yes, that was good too.
Showcase as well too. So those are stuff that really help going on, because listen, for years we have been trying to talk to Soundz, especially the younger Soundz, them to try, because there's a lot of guys in Montreal that's studying up. They're just not coming out and just not playing them and so forth. So that was something that we were trying to build for a while now. But then during the pandemic, it gave us the time, because now we were free to make something, to make some things happening. And then as well with Little Thunder and Lock and Keys with the Welcome to Sound Clash, that as well played a huge role with basically bringing back Clash in the city again. Because like I said, to be honest, I believe if it wasn't for that, I really don't think the Energy Squad would have really take it that serious, to be honest.
For real. And anything goes Clash, that kind of push you to get, you know.
Yeah, not definitely.
But you know what? With that, I know you're three here, and you know, I just wanted to talk about the win and the victory.
But I know how it go, man.
I know I kind of went a little bit over time with you alone, knowing that the other guys are here, but that was just a part that I wanted to highlight, because that's good. Victory is good. Where you're coming from to where you are now, these are things that I like to highlight, so that upcoming, you know, DJ soundman can, you know, see that, if you have a vision, you just need to put it in progress, and make the wheel start turning. You know, it will get to success at some day. With that said, let me get to Mr. Metro now, who is the one dealing with Uptown Sound officially, you know, as the front man. Mr. Metro, what's up, brother? How you doing?
Well, go on, brother.
There. What's been going on for Uptown Sound? I see you've been busy, brother. Like when you see a sound system and so much people always have some shots to fire at them. Not mean said them sound system. There's something about the system. What's going on with Uptown Sound? Why is so much controversy, and why everybody want to kill Uptown Sound? What is it?
I don't know, bro. I don't know. I think I'm kind of here to find out, just like you know. But I will admit that if given the chance to cause trouble, I will. You know, anywhere given the chance where trouble is welcome, you could kind of depend on me to cause some trouble. You know that. Keys knows.
So we say Uptown Sound the sound not afraid to give trouble. So it's a trouble, I guess, because of your personality, you know the trouble around Uptown Sound. So trouble follow you.
Good. We're talking, just so that we get it clear, that is musical trouble we are talking about.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we're talking about music. We're talking about sound system. You know what I say? So
right.
Musically, we're talking. Right. Everybody afraid at the end of the day. Everybody are brother.
Right.
But Uptown Sound,
and I can't. You know, at the end of the day, anything is anything. I can't complain. I can't complain if somebody throws some shots at me. I do it all the time. If somebody does it and get the upper hand, well, it was their day. And when it's my day, it's my day.
Every time there's sound controversy or sound clash, sound showcase, anything have to do with dub plate and sound business, Uptown Sound always end up in some hot water, or end up being talked about. I leave the city and I'm in Toronto, and there's a clash in the city, and before my phone I ring off. Oh, Uptown Sound, and what is it? Why?
It's just like Anthony G said, right?
Yes.
The city really does actually love this thing.
I believe that.
But they're just not giving it enough.
Do you think that some of the sounds in the city has been too, what word should I use? Been too shy for clash, and that also helped dump the way the city is? Because let's go back in the days when you had like Skyhawk, Little Thunder, Crystal Little Thunder. How much? Some of these people are still in the city. People still come out and party. I see the other day there was 3 events in the city, and all event had good, successful crowd. So that means there are still people in the city. What is keeping the people from coming out to these events?
It's like I said, and it's part of what Anthony G said. I think it's a little too far between. So you would go to the clash. Okay, it's just starting back. You get a low attendance. You have another clash shortly thereafter.
Yeah.
People are like, okay, it's coming back. But when you get a clash every year, every 2 years, no. And me, I personally right now, yeah, I'll do the little showcase thing. I'll cause my little entertainment with the dubs that I have, but I'm not right now cutting like that to say for me personally to go into a clash. I would still, I you know me, I don't care. I'll do it still if I have to. But
yeah.
I know sounds that have way more songs than me.
Right.
Whether it be at the car garage, whether it be in public, in a dance, at a bus stop, it doesn't matter where I see these gentlemen. I ask them, I ask everybody, yo, how much you charge me to put on a clash? I'll put on the dance. How much you want? Who are you willing to clash? Well, you haven't seen me put out a flyer, so I guess you kind of understand the answers that I get.
Accepted. So you're saying that the sound systems in Montreal, the lack of participation in clash event is also a problem. Because I don't think people want to see the same people over and over and over again.
Exactly.
So what need to be done to get those sound systems who have double played even more than yourself, who's in event and clashing, to come out and clash? What is gonna take them? What is it gonna take for them to come out and clash?
I guess everybody's just cutting and waiting for work to be done for the scene to get back to a certain level before. I'm just guessing. I'm just guessing because I really don't know.
All right. The next thing is that we all know as soundmen and even some patron know to put on a clash event is expensive, right? And sometimes the promoters are charged more than a regular party. What is it?
Not sometimes, most of the time.
I was trying to be nice. What's the incentive from the soundmen that can help the promoters to start putting back clashes on in the city so that we can have this thing going? If we want this thing to go, I think we're gonna have to get a collective effort in it. So what are the sounds willing to do to help the promoters so that we can have more events in the city?
Well, the first thing is that the sounds have to take the dates. A promoter comes, well, nobody has to do anything, but
they should.
We need to start saying yes a little bit, you know? Like there's a lot of clashes that very much should happen, and you don't know a man's personal life, you don't know their personal reasons, but thinking for the music wise in the city, there is no reason that these clashes shouldn't be happening. Yeah, it's funny and this, and everybody gets a whole big laugh out of it, but nobody wants to see me and Energy Squad every week. Come on, they don't want that. They get it every once in a while. It's hilarious. We all enjoy it, but we need other things besides that as well, you know?
So you're saying some of the stones are just not putting out the effort when it comes to clash. They're just cutting the dub plate and sitting on them.
I wouldn't say putting out no effort, because that would mean putting out no effort would mean that they actually just do it and just do it lazy, but they're not doing it at all. That's just the problem.
But what could help to get some of those sounds? What could motivate some of those sounds that are sitting on their dub plates, not clashing, to get involved?
Okay, let's also go this way. Let's talk about the fans now.
Yes.
All right? Because let's just perhaps say that what I'm thinking about is correct. The people, the sounds want to clash in front of a certain crowd of people, a certain amount of people.
Right.
Okay. So now let's ask the fans. Let's get that. Let's get that for the next clash. No matter who the next clash is. Let's just get a good get a good crowd in there, good support, a good vibe, and then maybe that will make the other soundmen say, "Oh, okay, it's back." So I could take up my sound that's super loaded and start clashing.
What would you say to sound men who are afraid to lose clash? Do you think that it's a negative impact on your sound when you lose a clash, or do you think that there can be positive or even more positive than negative impact in losing a clash from your experience?
Well, you lose some, you win some. That's regardless of what you do, no matter how much you cut, no matter what, you're gonna lose some, you're gonna win some. That's just part of the ball game.
I asked that question because I think that a lot of people are afraid to compete because they are afraid to lose. So I'm saying, what would you say from your experience, from being in competitions? Did you lose in a clash negatively impact your sound, or even help to propel your sound more, give some more people, a chance to hear about your sound because you even lose, but the fact that you lose, you put on a good performance, or the fact that you lose against whosoever, it causes other people to hear about you. Do you think you have more negative impact or more positive impact? Because I think that's one of the reasons why a lot of sounds don't want to go in competition, because the fear of losing.
Even if you lose, you still, at the end of the day, you've still put out, like you said, you've still put out a performance. It's just up to you to make sure that that performance is something that people are going to remember.
Right. Like
there's clashes right now on the internet that I listen to, and sometimes the clash gets split two-sided, so one sound. Sometimes it's not even the winning sound that I listen to.
Yes.
So it's I don't okay, yeah, you lose, but it's not as negative as people think. Oh, you go clash and you lose, and then no, you can never clash again. No, it doesn't work that way.
Yeah,
it doesn't work that way.
I for some reason I feel that's one of the reasons why most of these sound don't want to enter competition, because they're afraid of losing the competition, or being the one. Well, because sometimes it's not even competitions like where there's a winner or a loser. Like for example, the dub plate showcase. Some sounds
right.
feel like, okay, because another sound get more notification that night, or that sound get more forward, and then or whatever the reason that most of the sounds are against one sound or whatever, then they feel demotivated and feel like I don't know why because
I think like for example, I am, well, clearly I'm not one of those people that are afraid to go out there and do whatever, right?
Yes.
So just going back to the dub showcase the other day, yes. I should not have been the one making all that noise, causing all that trouble. I have the smallest box, regardless of what anybody wants to say. I had the smallest box in that building. I had the smallest box in that building. I should have been the one to be afraid and quiet and just stay on the side and play my little dubs, and that's it. But no, I don't do that. I can't. I don't think I could, even if I tried.
But that's a big statement now, to actually point out that you're taking ownership, that you're one of the sound, a big sound, an older sound, sound that created long time. We're gonna get into the whole Uptown sound and where it's coming from. But you're saying basically most of the sounds, well, I don't know quiz movements from anywhere. It's the first time I was seeing that sound.
This is the second time I played. I was on the dub plate showcase the week before in Ottawa.
Yes.
And quiz was on that one also. So it's twice I heard his box.
I noticed the guy, the gentleman was there, and yes, he did sound check, but I only recognized the man when he, as you said, step up like a big dog and fire some shot. I was surprised. Like, even when I listened to the audio, I was like, I said something before he came on, and I'm like, people would probably think I knew what was gonna happen.
Yeah. I listened it back, and you said when you said, oh, he was calm in the first round. And it's
some
like that
like,
just it fit perfect to what he was about to do.
then I'm like, it seems like I'm a genius, cause you know, but I didn't know. So that sound surprised me, and I'm thinking maybe that's a younger sound too.
You
But
see me, you see, I kind of knew it was coming. I kind of knew it was on the way.
I had no
I
idea.
kind of knew it was on the way because of the week before. But the week before was something kind of similar, you know,
Yeah.
calm and steady for the first round, and then after that, it's action, you know. So I was kind of expecting it. I just didn't know who.
So
I just didn't know.
he did good.
I just didn't know who was gonna get it.
Mm-hmm. But with that said, as I get back to you saying that you had the smallest dub box, but you had the biggest mouth. You had the biggest mouth, the most talk, the most to say. You weren't fear in any fear. You know, you were probably looking for anybody who you could attack to attack. So I'm thinking, if you with a small dub box can always have that attitude, because that's not the first place you behave like that. That's not the second or third. This is always Uptown sound when it comes to competitions, and if you get the chance, you will attack, and you're not afraid to attack the big guns and the big dogs. Well, because the other day you said something to me too, you remember? So anyway, so back to it. So with that attitude, Metro, like, you know, you think that some of these other sounds with bigger box than you should have more of that kind of attitude sometimes, like you, to help the city to have that kind of environment.
That's all that's needed. That's all that it is. Man, them have to have that killer instinct. Gotta have the killer instinct.
Big up DJ Sampalo, Montreal, bad artist.
Yeah, me see the artist check it.
Sorry, Sampalo, Oyan interview from long time, and anyways, we're gonna get to it. Don't worry yourself. Big up Landkentertainment Entertainment. It's not anybody else but Johno. Anything that happen is Johno make it, you know. And I have a lot more people who, I have you all lined up, but we're back. Might not be here every Sunday, but we're back. All right. A topic is back. Share it with your friends. We're up and running again. Big up to all the fans out there. Russia, okay, big up yourself. Kenny Blink, Gale, Mitch, and see the people them on the live. But tonight we have 3 people here, and I don't have all evening, so I'm just trying to get through the interview. With that said, we're gonna talk to the next person, on the list, Mr. AK, DJ AK, Montreal DJ. Been here a long time. As I said, this is the original Uptown sound that I have here, and we're gonna get into that. But I'm just talking to each individual for a few minutes before we get to the meat of the matter. Mr. AK, what you doing, sir? Sorry, unmute AK for a minute. Sorry, I'll unmute.
Yes. Check. You can hear me?
Yeah, man, I can hear you clearly now.
Yes. Good evening to everybody. What's up? Thanks for having me on the show. My first time. Yeah.
Yeah, man, it's our pleasure to have you here, man. So, what's been going on? DJ AK, one of the founding member of Uptown Sound, and I know you're here now doing your own thing at DJ AK, seeing you around, on couple gigs. Well, I know you have your live segments that you do. I know you have some mixtape coming all that. But let me hear from you. What's been going on, DJ AK, and when did you take up, this solo career and start pushing DJ AK?
Well, I could say that after my journey with Skyhawk, I decided to venture off on my own and just, try to become independent and see where it's going to lead, and, just take myself away from the sound thing and just try to focus on trying to get a little bit diverse and more commercial, and, because the sound thing is pretty easy, but it's harder to get into the commercial business and that field, so I try to reformat myself and just change certain stuff,
See, yeah, you're not shelling DJ AK, you just boom bang. But let's not just leave it there. You just mentioned after I leave Kayak, so just give the people who might have never seen or heard DJ AK before a little rundown of where you're coming from, where it started, which sound you came from.
All right. Well, my name is DJ AK, originally from Uptown Soundz. We started the sound. We started the sound back when we were probably like 18, so about 20 years ago. Me leading Metro and Vince. Shout out to Vince wherever he is. Original founding member too. You know, we were kids that we were playing at a community center as a group. You know, individually, all had our skills, and you know, we turned 18 and we decided we want to take it further. You know, and play music for our generation because we didn't have parties back then. You know, you had all the older parties, and so we decided to do something different, you know, and started having our own parties and stuff. We all came together and we created Uptown Soundz, you know, to represent the neighborhood. And yeah, we had our journey with that for a good while. Unfortunately, we all split up, you know, and we're gonna get into more details about that later. But
Yes.
yeah, so then yeah, I got recruited by Skyhawk later on down the line. So then I was with them for a few years as well, and you know, we had a few good runs, you know, few competitions, trophy, you know, and then I don't know, I decided that my time was up with them, and I wanted to start a new venture off by myself, you know, and just
Okay.
become independent. So
Which is where you
I,
started. Okay, go
yeah,
ahead.
where I took a break for a while, you know, I wasn't taking the DJ thing too serious. I was more focused on other things at the time. So I was pretty much in and out of the business and just, you know, not really consistent at the time, you know. So until about 2018 or so, I decided that I wanted to actually start doing this for real, and started making mixtapes, you know, and just under the quiet, taking a few bookings under the quiet, and yeah, now I'm here reformatted on a different platform, on a different journey, and now I'm ready to take things to a different level, come back with a different vibe, and turn up the city.
So you're saying DJ AK is fully back on onto the sound system business, onto the music, doing your thing solo.
Yeah. As far
Well,
as the sound thing, I can't really say I'm back on the sound thing because
no, well,
I'm
I
not
mean,
cutting dubs.
well, I mean, as a DJ, you
Yeah,
do,
yeah, yeah,
but
yeah.
yeah. But you're very experienced, and you just give the people them a rundown of your, you know, where it's all started. Big up to Skyax, one of Montreal, Stalwart, one of the, you know, the bad sound that the city used to represent in the clash scene, and you're a part of that. So let me ask you what I asked the others. What do you think is causing the clash scene in Montreal to be the way it is, and what are some of the things that you think we could do to improve it, to make it better?
Well, for one, the DJs and the sounds that have dubs, I don't view that they play them enough in parties to to showcase, you know what I mean, to teach the people what dub plates are, to show them that you know, this is what it is, because the generations are changing, you know, they're not really understanding, you know, what dub plates are. They're losing the interest in all of that, you know. And also, you got to stir up the pot a bit, you know what I mean. The DJ's got to, you know, take time out of the booking and maybe turn it into a little spicy, you know, competition in the end, you know what I mean. Like before, back in the days, we used to just, you know, the last maybe hour, we used to just go, you know, toe to toe, just go, you know what I mean, tune for tune, just to stir up, you know what I mean, the vibes in the party. But now, I don't
But
know, everything is just more on a party, on a dance tip. So
but
to,
I don't mean to cut you, but I had to, because this is one of the reasons why we're here today. Because you're saying stir the pot, you're saying we need to do more of those things. I am one of the people who will sometimes send a little shout out at somebody, but I choose my people because some of these people in sound business are too thin skinned, and some people take sound business and mix with personal things. If I say something about you around the sound, don't think I'm attacking you personally, and that's where I can't understand how people can't find the difference. So me, I've never said it before, but I'm gonna say it today. People like Polly, we call Polly name because I've never hear Polly grown and bitch about somebody call him name around sound, and I think he have understand the business, and that's why he's like that. So people like that, I might sometime, you know, when we get like, you know, but most of these people, whenever anybody say anything, Dan Ignorance is one person who we say we do it sometime. make a little one shot at the end of the dance after two people. But then people get in their feelings, brother. So how you gonna encourage the Soundz to do that when at the same time when they do that, people leave feeling a little way? Because we're here today because of a little ruckus over the little dub plate showcase Impact Promotion Kenny Bling and the family put on, which is going on, which is continuing. We have our next one coming up on the 22nd of January. So Montreal people, look out for that. And if you want to join in online, you can see that one live because they'll be streaming live as usual. We're here today because you had a few words to say about the thing. And, you know, I chimed in, Anthony G had his piece. The same thing that you're encouraging the Soundz to do is the same reason why we're here today having this discussion. Because after things are said in the competition, in the showcase, which I don't play showcase is not a competition for somebody to win, but it's a way to showcase your sound, and I think you should showcase your sound to the fullest, especially if you're representing for dubplate. So why when the people represent their sound, speak their mind around the sound, it becomes that people are thinking that there's personal feelings or personal things, personal jobs being shown. Why?
Well, you know, sometimes I guess like when it comes to a competition, people they take it very personal and very like, you know, they take it serious. They're trying to do their best to win. And then when people give you know, we'll call it low blows, you know, we'll give them a low jab, you know what I mean, a personal hit. Like I'll point out like, all right, for instance, in the competition, in the showcase, I should say, they at one point Anthony G called out Metro and said, yo, you used to go to church and hold a cross, you know, and I could see at a certain point it was personal, you know, and that's where I only call it out for that because these are people that I know from a long time, and I know at a certain point I seen it was a little, you know what I mean, it got a little personal, and then, you know, like I honestly it's just my opinion, like I said, you know, everybody has the right to their opinion.
Me, that was one of the baddest speech for the night. And I didn't see where that was personal. The man is just telling the man, yo, listen, you're not no bad man. You're a Christian. You can't bad me up.
Yeah, I understand. I understand.
On the other hand, you know Metro as that church boy that used to hold the cross for real. But then you're taking it personal, but it's just something.
I get that. But like I said, it was just my opinion at the time. It was my opinion at the time, like, you know, and like I said, I have the right to that opinion. I'm not saying the whole thing was personal, you know what I mean? But I could see at 1-2 points, it was, you know, it wasn't just, you know, we're going to clash or whatever. Like, you know, I don't know if it was the alcohol or whatever in people, but the things got a little bit, you know, I felt it like it got touchy a certain way, you know, especially if you're there trying to showcase and you have out of town DJs there, like, you know, you would think that, you know what I mean? Like you'll try to turn on them and try to, you know what I mean, show them a thing or two. Like, yo, you're showing them. For me, it was just like, you guys took it too much to yourselves. Should have focused back on them and try to kill them down, you know what I mean? And show them what time it was still, you know? But it is what it is. It's like I said, it was just my opinion on that part when it came to, you know, it was one of the wickedest things because, like I said, I never heard nothing. I never heard him say that ever publicly to anybody. So, you know what I mean?
I find that was creative still. I find that was creative. But, and also, there's a little thin line where to make the thing effective in the dance, in the clash competition, you have to edge on somewhat truth. The whatever you're saying to the person has to be somewhat true. So even if it's true, are not true, it has to be somewhat realistic, if you get what I'm saying. So it's always gonna touch on stuff that are probably somewhat true or known, but you have to understand that it's just the competition though.
Yeah, for sure. I agree. And
I would never see you out there and say that to you or say that about you. But to make myself victorious, I have to touch on things that will make you end up feeling like I'm getting personal. That is how you win the competition still.
No, that's true. I can't disagree with that. You know what I mean? But like I said, you know, that was just one opinion out of everything. That wasn't my main opinion on the things. It was more like, you know, more on, you know, one man lost focus because he started getting a little too drunk, and you know what I mean, and certain talks were like, just pointless. And for me, like I said, there was so much thoughts, and because it was my two former members that I used to DJ with, it was like, I just had some opinions, but it's nothing to say that, like, I was like deeply like serious, and like, like I felt a way about that whole thing. That was just, yeah, in that moment, you know what I mean? It was just a thought in that moment still.
And as we talk, maybe that is one of the reasons why a lot of people are not, stepping forward to clash, because at the end of the day, it's just like you have police. They were human. They are human. Then they're civilian before they're police and after they're police. So they're gonna have headaches too. They're gonna have bad days. So it's the same thing with sound, man. Yeah, people create sound, but it's not. And everybody have thick skin. So some of them probably really can't take the heat, so they stay out of the kitchen. Maybe that's why we don't have some of them clashing, and they have a lot of dub plate and don't want to step forward. Because for me, still, I don't take things personal so easy still. So probably that's why I can probably stand up and you can tell me about my mother, and me know say AK did that DJ and we did that compete, and him tell me some things, and tomorrow when me see you, I'm gonna have you up, because to me,
yeah, you already know it was just for the vibes, you know what I mean? It's a stage thing, you know what I mean?
that's just me still, but everybody different.
But
So yeah,
as far
go
as
ahead.
just one thing I was gonna say, as far as the dub thing, like I find like it's really becoming a shy thing. Like if people are really cutting dubs and sitting on the dubs, you're like, I don't understand the point of calling it, calling yourself a sound, because you're not out there showcasing this. And like also, I would say probably the DJ lineups too. Like you'd have to give other DJs a time to, what I mean, some time for exposure. So if a sound can't really get no bookings, or is not getting booked, and they're just sitting on their dubs, I mean, these days it seems like a DJ has to fly his own party just to showcase his things. You know what I mean? So it's
But
that's another discussion too.
Anthony G said it right. He himself is a product of basically anything goes, and welcome to Sound Clash becoming this competitor that he has become. So some of these sounds too, there's hardly any excuse, because look, Impact Promotion right now is doing a dub plate showcase, and I'm sure Kenny probably having difficulty getting people to come to go on the platform. And this is not a competition to win. It's a showcase, and sometimes it gets rowdy. But if you're cutting dubs and you're not presenting yourself on these kind of platform, then there's never gonna be a day when you're gonna be going into a clash competition either. So I just say, what's the point of doing it? You're not going on. There was anything goes, which it was just a platform where you come and play your dub plates. And next man might play and say something, but it wasn't even a competition. Then we link up with Lakanki Entertainment and we created Welcome to Sound Clash, which went worldwide. Even people from Italy, all kind of places join and wanted to join. We have a list of people who are asking when is it coming back, but other things and other reasons we haven't come up with the next season as yet. But there's so much people outside, and then we have our own people here in Montreal, own people here in Canada, where you can't even get them to even go on a showcase. So what are we doing to our city? Do we want to have the city where people come out and see competitions? And as Anthony G said, when these competitions happen, then you see more people coming out to regular parties, because there's an energy that these competitions bring.
Definitely. And the fact that we're not having enough of them to showcase Montreal's talent when it comes to dub plates and sound clash, it's really making the city lose interest in it. You know what I mean? And the longer we stay away from, giving it more exposure, it's just gonna fall through the cracks. You know what I mean? Like mainstream is becoming a very popular thing. Even the dancehall scene, it's like it's a rocky road right now. You know what I mean? Especially in Montreal, and with the diverse, with the multicultural community that we have here, it's crazy that it's happening like that. But we have to figure out some ways, and like even DJs too. We have to really bring back this whole sound thing. If it's really that, then we really have to work on bringing it back, and stop confusing the mainstream dances with dancehall and sound clash thing. You know what I mean? We really have to build back a platform for this.
For real, man. But it as I said, it's gonna take a collective effort, so we all gonna have to work at it. So people, as you know, we're live on Hot Topic. Where I'm here with DJ AK, Mr. Metro, Uptown Sound, and Energy Squad, Anthony G. You're tuning, courtesy of Landkentertainment Entertainment, Little Thunder Sound. We're here live on Sunday, giving you great interview, lots of information. But we have the bills to pay. So without any further undue delay, we're gonna go right into commercials. Please don't go anywhere. Whilst you're on commercial, you can share the live, make your friend know that we're live, and we'll be right back with more information from these three guys. Take it away, kids.
If you're in Montreal City in Canada and you want a wicked haircut, come check out Johno Cuts. Locate him at 85A Avenue Lafleur, LaSalle, Montreal. Contact 514-364-6516. Open on Mondays and Tuesdays from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Then again on Thursday and Friday and Saturday. Same time, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. From dozens of different designs to perfect lines. Just walk in and get a haircut. And you don't know, Johno Cuts fix cheap haircuts.
Boy there, remember good no man. Me no care how the road rough, me nah give up. No time. If you're feeling alive, get a youth, don't give up. Oh no, please try again. And if you fall 100 times, you will rise back again. Get a youth, never give up in a life. Oh no, please try again. And if you fail and drop one time, you will rise back again. Boy there. Remember Bada General my name. I remember life is one big road with a lot of signs. A trial and error. Nobody not perfect. Remember that. Sure. Yo, lock and key. Why pray? Boy there.
You good?
Yo, watch a little thunder. Lock and key entertainment. Where is that?
You good?
Welcome to Sound Clash. Boy there. Hi, hi, hi. Madam, China. Boy there. Yo, Johno Frass and that ignorance. Just tell them, say, welcome to Sound Clash, where skull crack and blood splash. Now the sun but forward in the clash, tell him my idiot. Take side field, no sound you know, say I know idiot. If you not prepare, well disappear, cause you are idiot.
Yeah. Welcome back. Yeah, when you're locked into Hot Topic, it's another edition of your favorite Sunday afternoon show. Oh, we're here live. We're talking to Mr. Metro, Uptown Sound, DJ AK and Energy Squad, Anthony G. And we're talking about Sound Clash competitions and all those good things. Yeah, man. So before we go any further, let me just big up all of those people who are involved in Sound Clash, it be in Canada, Montreal, Jamaica, wherever. Just big up on yourself and keep on putting in the work. Big up Landkentertainment Entertainment, big up Little Thunder Sound. When I say big up Kenny Bling for that dub plate showcase event you have going on. People look out on the 22nd of January, there'll be another live dub plate showcase, and that will be going on inside of Montreal, Sassy's salon up there in Uptown. I don't know, Montreal Soundz, Ottawa Soundz. I look out for the border clash. You don't know that's coming up next year sometime. Montreal versus Ottawa. Clash competition in the air. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So before we get any further keys, let us get a little clippings of, what's the dub plate showcases like when, them crazy Montreal people get mad.
However, Dubai did make a speech earlier where say it's like Montreal I war against Montreal. Me not business a pussy clot. Me war against anybody. But everybody know who me I go kill that now. Me not even the chat no more. I put down that. Who? What you say, Johno?
You know when me talk, no dog, no bark. I would have ramp with round here. I like a fool them, I wanna deal it. Why you say kill them? Watch out. Tell them say a war season this. That means sound I got dead bad. Batman a play them sound, them a dead fag. Them a wonder who me a style. The three fish them who a play Energy Squad. The boy DJ vibe. No, yeah, them for no up. No when me talk. No dog, no bark. I would have a ramp with round here.
Hey, we keep that thing you spicy night, yeah.
Why you say kill them?
And tune still there?
Say a war season this. That means sound I got dead bad. Batman a play them sound, them a dead fag. Them a wonder who me a style. The three fish them who a play Energy Squad. The boy DJ Viper look praises. But dancer don't try the cases. Everybody know Viper suck pussy. How me know? Cause me see hearing and embraces. We hear how the thing go. Them a sweat and none am bingo. The boy Anthony G is a fish. Come here say you make your girl a fuck you with dildo. Yo people, me need enough to listen. Cause after tonight that sound they are missing. Anthony G used to play with sound, but Mr. Metro fire you when him the day of prison. You all the DJ boy named Greybeard. The people say you stink, you need forbid. Although our boss self spear you, me still feel say you forget beaten. Uptown are the sounds of the future. Me say I want to them youth here. After tonight, Energy Squad I go run out here. Be a foot like motor. About that Jenna this daily. Any pussy way at this way we are gonna kill it. Tell them Uptown Soundz is vicious. And tonight we are gonna deal with them serious. Tell them so we bother. Anybody when no like we go suck your mother. Yeah.
But I say nothing. You know what to do with me? Anybody this little thunder, me I defend that. Anybody this little thunder, me I defend that. Custom for you, granny. Make sure you can't war me, no, so love me. Me not say nothing much. Craig C, big up yourself, you there? Viper no there. Them say, Viper what? Viper do what? Viper have on braces and wine and braces? That's graces. This graces I'm talking about. Big up the ultimate dub play showcase in the Montreal edition. Big up Kenny Bling. Big up Nebula. Nebula music. 5 minutes. I wish I could have given you 15 minutes, but I can't. 5 minutes, Energy Squad. Yeah, we spend time here, Craig, see?
Yo, why for that, you know? Why for that? Yo, Johno, why for that, brother? How you mean? Yo, people, listen to me. Some boy, I look hype. You understand? And that's all that it is. It might look hype. You understand? More times when I'm paying no mind, you know. Yo, right now with their Johno's cut, you know. Johno, what the blood clot scissors there, Johno? People, Johno, let me get one scissors because you see that dread there? That fish dread there?
Yo, Viper. Tom the freak rust name out and match up him sex life. Yo, Energy Squad. A Montreal bad son. DJ Viper, yo, Anthony J. Yo, Mr. Metro, yo, freak. Bad man sound, killer sound every time of the week. I want to them. Show them so Wednesday anything goes, them a suck y'all toes.
Let me tell you this right now.
I want him. Cha. Yo, Viper, could I take peep him out? Gal a rank up him out, stash gal freak him out. Me ear say when him there prison, man seek him out. When you see the freaky dread, call him, shit him out.
The pussy admit say he went to prison, right?
I know we leak it at the whole.
He might play song for him boyfriend at prison.
Play take your dog.
Back to boy Metro.
Why left you? Oh, your name Uptown and love goddamn town. We are run the freaky dread from off the compound. Yo, Viper, could I take this damn clown? Violate and the squad, you get gunned down. We are run the freaky dread from off the compound. Oh, your name Uptown and love goddamn town. Violate and the squad, you get done down. Yo, Viper, could I take this damn clown? Yeah, there. Could I take peep him out? Can I rent up him mustache and freak him out? Here's him there chill.
But not tell a lie, no people. Him name Mr. Metro. Him name Mr. Metro for a reason. People, you see, a Montreal, Metro is a train station that's underground. The pussy like go under girl regular.
Yo, Energy Squad, you know see a sample king Toronto, bad boy, don't know say me not too talk, but we gonna talk up the things them. Tonight, son boy, you dead. DJ Viper, yo, Anthony G, we gonna talk a freak dress secret. How them a ramping? Chuck. Don't make enemies with moi. Shot you like your hand do toi. And even if you're black, go shot or left you know. Before, what that mean? We cool and can't talk. Viper kill them in a France, say and in a patois. Metro girl want be cool, say you vex more c'est soir. Pourquoi? Well, this is why. You're not in the crown, but the shape cross the rim. Freak a dread, panty face, dark, better you go trim. Here you love sniff, here nana little Kim.
Hold on!
This was a free clash, dog, you woulda win. Oh, you not eat pork.
Yo, Metro!
Say you don't eat pork.
All right, people, there you have it. It was a little clippings of, the dub plate showcase. And I just, wanted to play, a little piece of it. And I show you guys that, this thing is just sound thing. Because right now, Keys, let me have all three gentlemen on the screen, right now. We have, as you know, we're here live with DJ AK, Mr. Metro, Anthony G, and myself, Johno Frass. And we're going to try to do this like a panel discussion now, because we're going to get into the Uptown Sound saga, and the questions are going to be asked and the things are going to be said, and we can talk back to each other. But I'm just going to ask you guys to try not to talk over each other so everybody can, hear what each other has to say. All right? So that was just a little piece of what went on. Not even, just a little piece, because we have 5 hours of live courtesy of the Ultimate Dub Plate Showcase, Impact Promotion, Kenny Bling and the whole family, Nebula Sound from Ottawa. They're doing something great right now with an intention of bringing more greatness. Yeah, we're gonna talk about border clash, live clashes in Ottawa, in Montreal. We're trying to build back the class scene, and they're trying to do their part to see what they can do to help. What I say? So we have Anthony G. He's sitting right there, Energy Squad. So now we have Mr. Metro on the other side, and as you can see, they're friends. They're okay. They talk to each other a certain way and the play showcase, but in real life, we all can sit and have a discussion like adults. You know what I'm saying? So
Of course.
Yeah. So let's get into the.
But I don't see nothing wrong with that. Right? That little clip where you play, I don't see nothing wrong. I wish you had played the clip of the end of the first round when I played the first custom. Because when I pressed play on the intro, Anthony G was walking past me. You can see Anthony G pause directly beside me and laugh for like 5 seconds on the camera while he's walking off. What people don't realize is that behind the camera, we're all there and just enjoying ourselves and laughing.
Let me ask the engineer Keys, could you, I don't know if it's possible you could find the end of the first round where Metro played Gangoli custom. That for me, I think, big up my artist, I'm proud.
Are we artists that? One
of the realest artists in the world right now is Gangoli outside of Spanish Town. One of the most down-to-earth person, one of the realest person we ever meet. I've been around many artists. Big up Ninja Man, my real friend in real life. But
yo, John, I have to big up Bada General still. Big up Bada General. Anthony G don't like hear that name still, but big up Bada General. You don't know.
So guys, please try to find that clip, and we drop it later and see the reaction. But I just want to point out the fact that
we do this all the time. Metro say what he wants to say to me, and me tell Metro say, that you can't. But we're all friends, people. We all live there together, everything together. You understand? So not take the thing too personal. I tell the comment section, that place that will drive you out crazy, careful. Yeah. So like, when the shots were fired over there, AK start really shot them in the AK. I said,
yo, I said, shit, all right, the things get real sticky now. Like, I couldn't believe it. I said, I was actually happy still. I was proud of them still. I'm like, this is what it is. You know what I mean? This is what I miss. I miss seeing clash like that. You know what I mean? Just straight up, going at it. You know what I mean? Straight, shot for shot. It was a very fun.
But you see the thing about it now. Me and Energy Squad and Uptown Soundz can't do this every week because eventually Anthony G is gonna run out of stuff to say about me. I'm not gonna run out because I just love to talk shit.
The fact is, even if you don't run out,
we can't do this every week. We need some other people involved in the mix.
It's gonna get played out, even if you don't run out of stuff to say. You can't have the same two people all the time doing the same thing over and over. It's not gonna work.
True that. You know what I mean? But listen, overall, just listening to what AK said and stuff like that, like I said, I would understand why he would feel like you said, you know what I mean? AK is also, you know what I mean? We are friends.
Yes.
So I guess with him,
he knows some things that, but that's what I was trying to point out to him. The crowd itself don't feel it the way you feel it, AK, because I just hear the man.
No, I feel that.
He's a church boy. You can't war me. Yeah, that's all I got from it. And even
because listen, sorry, John, sorry to cut you, but that was the thing. But I remember even after AK pointed it out, I said that even like I commented and I said, you know what? I never deliver it the way how I was supposed to. Because before, I remember, it was Uptown Soundz playing, then Energy Squad playing after.
Correct.
Metro made a talk and say, yo, mate, if you continue to talk over there, me forward over there and box you, me a bad man.
Yes.
Understand? So, me forwarding now, and basically, my speech was basically saying, you ain't no bad man. Because, you used to be a church boy where I carry the cross. And back in the days,
speech, bro.
You understand? And back in the days, brother, me used to have to come and beg him mother for him to come out the road. You understand? So him bad.
But before we go further, because AK was excited talking about that's what I want to be. We have been telling because Metro is clash. Like, you have some people, we got Mark Passion. You see Mark Passion, I don't know how much people over here know Mark Passion, but Mark Passion is a youth who know music. He might be make a sound and he might go on, but there are people who are into certain things more than others. You see Clash, Metro is into Clash.
Yeah,
Clash. Metro know songs where basically see them have where me might not know. Like Metro study even other people's box, but less his box. So I'm saying that to say I heard, and we've been telling Metro, you can do this, but you need to cut certain things and you need some other things. I just hear AK said I'm excited about the Clash thing on him, and this is where I'm like, why isn't AK and Metro playing Uptown Sound when it's clashing? Why? What's the problem? Where Uptown Sound coming from, and what brings us to this place today where Anthony G over there, Metro over there, AK over there. Big up Anthony G. Anthony G can hold him on with Energy Squad because I don't believe that it has been proven that Energy Squad can do a thing. But then you have Metro over here, so he's a good MC and no clash thing, but have a little bit of issue, and he needs somebody to play the sound because Anthony G know Energy Squad is at its best when Viper and Anthony G I do them thing instead of one person. Why Metro I do that and AK I do that, and when Uptown a clash, you can't even. What is going on? What caused Uptown Sound to be where it is today, the way it is today?
Let me go first. Right? the man them need to clarify this. Let me just say, back then, was. Anyways, whatever was whatever back then. Let's just say I went on a little vacation. Came back from vacation and there was no more sound. Then I took a little time, get myself back to normal, get life back to normal. And then I went and I told Anthony G, yo, so now play, pass me give me the dubs them, and that was that. And from that, it's just been that way. So I don't know.
Rebecca,
I really don't know what. Well, like I said, we're all friends. I spoke to both of them and them, but since this little comments thing, but like I said, on that behalf, I'm kind of here, just like you, John. I'm looking for information, just like you.
So you started where you went off for a while, and you were
yes,
around, and then you came back. The sound was basically not moving really anymore. So because you started there, let's go beyond that then. So you left the sound and road. Anthony G, you and AK was here. Uptown sound was running, and then you went away for a while. And when you came back, there was no sound. Anthony G or AK, what happened after Metro left with the sound and gone? What happened? Why went forward? There was no sound. What happened in between that time, so we can understand better? Who wanna go?
You wanna go first, or you want me to go first?
No, go first. Go first.
Okay, so before you go to there, sorry, my bad. So people, we already kind of brushed on the Uptown Stones starting when AK was presenting himself. Because I tell him to go back to where he started from, and he started talking about Uptown Sound because that's where AK musical career officially started. He alongside Anthony. So one of you take us from where you guys. Let us go back there so that whosoever join us after can understand, so we can have a full understanding of where we're coming from, where we are now, and where the thing is going. So where it's
let AK go first. Let AK go ahead.
Okay, well.
Okay, go ahead. Because he kind of said it before, so
yeah.
You don't need to just correct.
Well, because true, he said that he was going to go more into depth with it later on. So
he can catch up where. So
okay.
you tell us, because he already gave us an idea. So let's hear from you if we're gonna have the same story as.
Okay. Sorry. So what was the question again?
Where you guys started? Because Metro just jumped on to where he came back and then the sound was no more. But I want the people to get the understanding of where you guys started, and then you bring us to where you guys stopped, and then he came back to,
Okay.
So bring us through that as far.
Okay, hold on, John. Okay, if you want to go back, let me just finish off my part real quick then before. Like Anthony G said, I used to go to church, yeah. Me and Anthony G used to play music for the church dinners and the this and the that, and and then one day you told me, forward on the sound. So I'm actually the last member to join the sound back then. Okay, anyways, Anthony G was explaining back then, but yeah, I was the last one to join the sound. And it was the four of us, me, Anthony G, Vince, AK, which are the four names that you hear in my older dubs. And then, yeah, we were doing our thing up until that point. And then, yeah, Anthony G can fill in the rest.
So give us the roots now, Anthony G, of how it started, because Metro came on after a little bit.
All right.
Used to go church and play a church and carry cross.
Yeah, man.
Like that one, yo, Anthony G, you talk shot to them, you talk shot.
No worries.
You're gonna hear that frequent now.
You know what? The problem is going to be like when it concerning the dates and the years.
No,
dates.
No.
Because it's been so long, I really can't elaborate on like the time frame. But basically, this is what
I could tell you exactly what year.
All right.
I left March, and I came back November of 2004.
Okay, then. All right. Yeah. So anyway. Let me start from the time frame when basically with Anthony G and Uptown Sounds now, because like AK mentioned with Uptown Sounds and everybody, like basically it was four members. It was AK, Vince, Anthony G, Metro.
Where is Vince?
Vince is in St. Vincent at the moment.
Okay.
The situation now is basically this. This is pretty much what like Metro mentioned. I used to play at a lot of the St. Paul's Church, a lot of the events when it comes to whether it's for the youth groups, they having the Christmas parties or any parties that the church was having, basically, you know what I mean? They used to hire me to play, and that's pretty much where I link up with Metro, and then me and Metro, you know what I mean, we started playing music at those events and so forth. But like I said, before that, is the situation now with Uptown Sounds. We were all, like I said, we all friends. We all go to separate high school at the time, but at the end of the day, we link up somehow because also the youth center when it comes to leadership, or I'm in Mezzo Division. We link up at the youth center because Mezzo Division also had a DJ club
Yes.
and so forth. So we all used to just link up there, go there and practice because at the time, none of us really had any equipments in our house. Well, actually, I had my equipment at home, but a lot of us didn't really have equipment at our house. So we used to go to the youth group to basically practice and play and stuff like that. Every time the youth association is having their events, I mean, they use the DJ club itself, which is a group that's really one that's like throwing the events, and I mean, I letting it happen. But pretty much what used to happen is me, I love music, and I used to play by myself, which actually before I used to go by the name of DJ Silky Smooth. You know what I mean? For enough of you guys that didn't know.
Why?
So what ended up happening was it was a thing where I used to buy a lot of records. I used to buy a lot of double records as well too. Because sometimes you have your records, one of them might scratch, and then you just, so I used to every time I go buy records, I used to buy double records. And obviously being in the youth group, um, AK used to, but like I said, Uptown Songs started. Anthony G, I wasn't part of Uptown Songs at the time when it started. AK and Vince pretty much are the ones that decided to start Uptown. Because like I said, we all lived and grew up Uptown. You know what I mean? So it was a thing where it's like, yo, the man them love music, and it's a thing where the man them decide to come up with a name, and that was the name that they came up with, so forth. So it's like they were doing their thing at the
Yeah.
same time. I was doing my thing because I was getting little private gigs here and there and so forth. But what ended up happening was there have been times when AKM would have some bookings, but I used to always be the one that used to buy up all the brand new records and so forth. I live in all the brand new rhythms, the brand new hits. So there were times when AK used to come and be like, yo, you know what? Yo, we play another dance, we need a couple of records and so forth. So you know what I mean? Like we used to share records and so forth. So it became a thing where I just tell myself, I said, yo, there's no point of you guys coming and check me all the time to borrow records. Like, yo, let me just forward on the sound and let me just do this because yo, I have a lot of bookings coming in there. Sometimes I have double bookings that I can't even manage myself.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that so boom. So we did that, and listen, when I officially went on the sound, I think we had a meeting because I'm the type of person. I'm a business minded person. So when I'm doing things and it's from a very young age, I know AK mentioned about that we were 18, but now we were way younger than that. If I remember correctly, I think we were like 16 at the time, to be honest. Because like I'm talking about the youth center.
Yeah, because there was some clubs that we couldn't even go in. We had to stay in the back of the room. The back room. We couldn't even be in the club. We're so young we couldn't be in the club. We used to have to be in the back room, locked up. We play and out the front door. Like celebrities.
Yeah.
We were 16 at the time doing this, you know what I mean? So then, like I said, with me, I'm a business-minded person. So when we end up having a meeting, and to be honest, Johno, there was like 20 man in the room. You understand? So me now, I think someone's phone is going on.
I hope it.
So my thing was, I'm like, well, I don't know, I'm not too sure what's going on here now because I'm like, what's going on here? So you know what I mean? me being the business person and I mean the boss mentality, like, yo, who is all those people? Like, I'm here for Uptown Soundz meeting. You know what I mean? So it's like, Johno, when you hear the name Uptown Soundz, it was literally
The whole
Uptown.
Uptown.
Every man from Uptown played the song. Like real talk. You understand? Like it's not no joke.
Okay, what was going on there? What was going on there? You want everybody had the song. Everybody.
I'll have my turn to talk. Don't worry.
You know what I mean? Like everybody from Uptown played a song. So it was a thing where now, like I said, so I start ask question, yo, what do you do? What do you do? So what I realized basically it was AK and Vince was the only one that literally played the song. That's what I did. I said, yo, if that's what it is, yo, listen, you guys have to make a move. You know what I mean? So that was a thing where even up till this day, certain man Uptown don't ready to rate me because they kicked them off. We kicked them off the song. You know what I mean? So now from there now, it became the three of us rolling and causing a havoc in the city. You know what I mean? Going all over the place, doing dances, East End. You know what I mean? Uptown, downtown, DG. Most of where the big dances. Well, I would say within our age group, because back then it used to be more jams. You know what I mean? So a lot of like the all ages events, like we controlled that part of the industry at the time. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so so like I said, for years everything's going good. We have the all ages market locked. We have it away. You know what I mean? Like back then, we used to do events and we bringing in DJs from Toronto, like DJ White Boy and Blackstone Place and all them guys. I'm like, they could tell you because we were a young son, but we used to bring them guys from Toronto to play at a lot of those all ages events. Right. And so, you know what I mean? But at the same time, it became a thing where, like I said, we young. But once again, being Uptown, you get involved and with the street. And that now kind of involved now with the sound, basically. Because like I said, anywhere Uptown I play, we have a crew. The crew I follow. You know what I mean? And so forth. So it's like, when we talk, say Uptown Soundz I play certain places, you know what I mean? It's a load. Even after the fact that the man them no longer depend the sound,
they're still following.
They were still following the song and type of thing. So really and truly, we never really had to lift up no milk crate and thing there. The man never gonna lift up the milk crate. But it's at the end of the day, bro. Like we wasn't really like imagine we weren't driving at the time, so we have to take bus and metro, and we on bus and metro with milk crates and records and all those things. Like we've been through it. You know what I mean? But like I said, the streets kind of get involved in the thing. Where certain people from the song had to, take like a vacation.
Yeah.
Quite a few times. You know what I mean? It's not no one time or two times, quite a few times.
But just be real thing, the man them went inside, like man go inside.
The man them went inside and so forth. So it became a thing now where it was a point, like I said, there was a period of time where now the streets is really hot because that's now where Uptown, downtown and NDG now have a little war going on.
Yes.
Where it become points where I was the only member of the town that's out a road.
Right.
All three members
inside.
Is inside. You understand?
No. I was never inside.
Hold on, pause. When your time comes, you will talk. But like I said, there were a point where all three members was inside. Like I said, it wasn't a one-time thing. It's been quite some time, and it became a thing where there have been times when, remember, we named Uptown Sound,
right?
And we getting bookings to go play certain places. Like we mentioned, we used to go play at certain clubs downtown, and because of our age, we just had to lock us in at the office till we do our set and then leave right after and so forth. So it became a thing where certain guys would come to the dance looking for certain people. You know what I mean? Even guys would come to me and tell me, yo, if we can't find so and so, then you might get it.
Mm-hmm.
and so forth. So now it became a thing now where I kind of had to dress back and think about it like, yo.
And we're talking about different guys, because there was a lot of people around Uptown. It doesn't mean it was Metro or AK.
No.
It's
It's like,
saying
yeah,
people
they're talking
Uptown,
about different guys. No, I'm
I
talking
get
about
it, yeah.
yeah. But like I said, we represent the name and the area. So that was a thing where it became a thing where I just decided I look at what was happening after a while, and I'm just telling myself, like, yo, am I gonna risk my life with, you know what I mean, to do this? And so forth. So this is now where I kind of look at the decision and I just tell myself, I said, yo, it's been happening too often now where it's just me alone carrying this. You know what I mean? Because I felt like the team and the rest of the guys that wasn't taking it serious. Like, to me, it was like the streets was more important.
Yeah.
Than what everything else, you know, than the sound thing, which for me, I'm putting in my heart into to make it happen. And I just felt like I was the only one that was taking it serious. So I decided, I said to myself, you know what? I want to keep this going, but I felt like the name was keeping us back to make certain moves, because I'm like, okay, fine. If me I talk about Uptown songs, but Uptown songs from where? You know what I mean? Because now I start thinking international wise now and so forth. Like, okay, fine. If you go somewhere, I talk about Uptown songs. Like, everywhere you go, there is an Uptown.
Right.
So it would have to be like, okay, fine, Uptown songs from where? I had to keep explaining ourselves all the time. So I just decided, and I just told myself, you know what? I'm going to basically put this down and try to figure out what my next step is.
Right.
And so forth. And I think it was maybe about a couple months or a year where the song was packed up. And
I was gone for almost a year.
Yeah, the song was packed up for about a year, but then what happened was bookings was still flowing in. So what I did was, at the time, we had some young guys coming up in the business, which is Uptown as well too. Which I know a lot of the guys, they're not gonna come out and say it, but that's now how Nemesis came in.
Yeah.
You understand? Like, if you really follow what really going on, ATN came from Uptown Soundz under Uptown Soundz belt when they really what really going on. Because now what ended up happening now, a lot of the bookings that Uptown Soundz had,
you need to call
I link ATN and I said, yo, we have those bookings. I kinda putting down the song for a while because too much things happening. But those are the bookings, those are the dates, those are the location. That's the price I charge them. Just go take care of those bookings and everything good. I went to the first two bookings with him, and then from there I'm like, yo, go and do your thing. And so basically that's pretty much how, you know what I mean, Nemesis pretty much now end up controlling that all ages market, because I decided, you know what, I'm kind of done with it and pass the baton.
Did Nemesis come along after that because ATN went to New Concept before he even created Nemesis, no?
No. Nemesis was created before New Concept. ATN joined New Concept while he was on Nemesis.
Oh, see.
Yeah. So that's basically, you know, how it happened. Like the first time we actually see computers coming in that was Nemesis. Like those guys they used to come to parties playing with their computer.
With the tower.
With the computer tower and the big desktop and everything.
See.
And that's actually how Nemesis start playing, you know what I mean? And so forth.
Talk to ATN on these days and get the Nemesis.
Yeah, man. So that's basically where this whole thing came from. And then, like I said, it's been about a year. The song was packed up, and then that's when then I think a year later, as I said, Uptown Soundz is parked, and I was just doing hosting events and stuff like that. Played a couple events here and there, but like I said, most of the events that I was getting booked for, Nemesis was the one taking care of those bookings now, and so forth. But then I got two offers to join two songs. One of the first offers actually was Gary T came to me to join Earthquake Sound Crew.
Okay.
Because at the time, you know, everybody knew Earthquake Sound Crew was a hip hop sound, but Fire T was the reggae selector on the sound, but he didn't really have an MC. So it was a thing where Gary T said, yo, since you're not playing Uptown songs no more and you're not doing anything, what do you think about, you know what I mean, being part of Earthquake and so forth?
Right.
And And the second offer pretty much came when I came to AAA one. I came to AAA. I used to buy records from AAA. I came to AAA one day, and me and Father Edgerton was talking. And and Father Edgerton said, "Yo, I see what you're doing, and I like the vibe and so forth. Like, what do you think about maybe, forwarding and joining the sound?" He say him I go talk to, him I go talk to Don and Scroogey about it and so forth. So I tell him, all right, he'll think about it. I think the next day, I think me and Don had a reasoning and so forth. And then they decided to me I go think about it because right now I have two offers on the
Right.
table. And at the time it's too big some. Because
Right.
Earthquake don't control the hip hop market.
Hip hop market, yeah.
Liquor Thunder control the dancehall market and so forth. What made me so now finally, I decided I'm gonna join Little Thunder. I don't know how long it took me to make my decision, but finally came and I told Dan, I said, all right, I will join the sound. But one of the things, once again, it comes back to Sound Clash. I'm a Sound Clash fan.
Right.
Liquor Thunder had a big song with a dub box, and when I forward in Montreal, Liquor Thunder was always my song. Anybody would tell you, even up till this day, like I bleed Liquor Thunder song, even up till this day. You know what I mean? So it was for me now. I'm like, yo, that's not why am I here trying to think and figure out what me want to do?
Yeah.
Like I'm getting an offer to play the song that I rate, and I'm here.
Because you got the offer first, so I guess that's why you started.
I hear that still, but I'm like, yo, yeah, man. I'm like, yo, boom, Liquor Thunder is the song. So boom, went. You know what I mean? That became a member on the song. But a lot of people don't even know too. That's the next thing again too that I find kind of messing up the song business too, because I was on the song for a whole year and nobody even knew that I was on the song for a whole year.
Right.
You understand? Because at the same time now, yes, I'm that, because back then they used to call me Anthony G, the Energy Kid. I was that skinny youth. Don't worry the size now.
Yeah.
But I was a skinny youth that used to, run up and down the place, jump on table and hype up crowd and all them things. You know what I mean? So it became a thing now. It's like, hold on, I'm on a song where Liquor Thunder, they have their pattern and the way how they play. So I know how to shift myself now to how can I adapt to, you know what I mean, to that and so forth. And then finally, I think it was, I can't remember what anniversary, but it was one of Little Thunder anniversary at Tiffany Hall. That's when boom, they, you know what I mean? Then they introduced me as the new member and so forth. Then I think the first time I ever played 4 Little Thunder song, which actually that was the first time AK pretty much resurfaced back into the business. I think it was actually Ricky Don's birthday party over at Jamaican Association. And I was going up the stairs with the 45 bucks. Because at the time, I don't think he heard the news that Uptown Soundz was done. And then he sighted me on the stairs and he said, all right, yo, boom, yo, I'm back in the game and yo, we go, let's go shell the dance. And I'm looking at him like,
I'm not there.
Yeah, like, yeah, cool, no problem. Then I went, I think it's at Ricky Dan's birthday is when he really get to find out that, what, Uptown Soundz is no longer, and now I'm part of Little Thunder.
I don't like to skip over important details because you mentioned that you went on Little Thunder Sound and you were there for a year without even being known or even being recognized or even being said about you. You kind of said that's one of the thing or one of the problem. I don't remember exact words. But
okay. Yeah.
More.
Yeah. Sorry. The reason why I said that was one of the problem with Soundz today. I feel like a lot of selectors or DJs or how you would call it, is like, to me, like, feel like they want to join a sound today and be put out there as, yo, be part of the song and so forth. You know what I mean? Like, yo, it took me a year for me to really, you know what I mean? I had to learn the dub box, I had to learn the way how Liquor Thunder do business as well too. It wasn't like I joined the song and then boom, I'm out there and doing things like that. You know what I mean? Like
right.
I actually went under the train, it was a training camp.
Right.
So I mean, big up Starkey, big up Dan, big up Scroogey. Same way. Like I said, it took me a while because keep in mind now, Liquor Thunder used to play a lot inside of MCSO as well. But if you've been to MCSO, you know the type of vibe. I cannot now forward from my Uptown Soundz energy
Right.
And now go to MCS, so now I try jump on table and I try hype up. It's not that type of vibe.
See.
So for me, that's where I pretty much get to learn sound business and the transition of certain things and so forth. Also, big up Stamina G as well. Rest in peace, because he also helped me as well too with my with my MCing skills and so forth and whatnot as well too, because before I used to be the type of person is like I would intro a song, but the moment I hear the song coming in, I would stop what I'm saying without finishing the sentence. He was one of them that used to tell me, yo man, it doesn't matter if the song I found, finish what you
right,
and so forth, you know what I mean? So like I said, so that's why when I said before, you know what I mean, I came from the Little Thunder school, I mean, like those things is what much was talking about. And so.
Well, that's a good summary. It was a bit of time, but we get a basic idea of how Uptown Sound started and where you fit in and where you came up. But AK, as one of the foundation member, because as nobody taking no credit from you, it's you and Vince, as Anthony G would say, and other people Uptown, but you guys were the foundation. Is there anything that you want to correct? Anything that was left out that you want to add in?
Well, he's right in it, when it comes to being the founding member. Like where I'm coming from with music. Honestly, I used to play music from the days of like Place Benoit. I don't know for most people if they know where that is and from what time in life that was back in the 90s. And they used to have community parties down there, and I used to learn how to play music from there. So transitioning into teenager and finding the Maison des Jeunes, the community center, and being able to play music and touch turntables. And like Leadon said, he used to have enough records because he was already doing that. Me, I just stumbled across this because of my brother Vince, and he knew I could play music. I used to use two cassette players and play music at leadership parties, and shout out to DJ Ruckus too, because we used to control that at leadership parties, just use two boombox and play music, So, when it comes to him saying where we're coming from and how me and Vince, we used to ask him for music and all of that, and he did, and he was right too. When he finally came and he's like, yo, instead of doing this, let me just do this thing for real together, And at the time, how Uptown Sound's name got created, it's because at the community center, we had the group together when we used to go out and play for high school parties or, community events or whatever. It was called Uptown's Finest. So when we decided to branch off and do our thing, we wanted to keep that same energy because it was already a community thing, So, and like he said, there was enough people representing that sound. Like, it was just, we finally had a group, of DJs that we can have a party and do our thing. We were like 16. And I mean, we were, like Leadon said, it was our world. We run that. Like when it came to all age parties, if you're born in the, in those times, guarantee you came to our parties, whether you came from the East End, where they came from Laval. I promise you, people, their first parties were our parties. Like, you know what I mean? So imagine what I'm telling you, it was our market. Like, there was ram out parties. We could have done a 2-floor party and the 2 floors ram out. And I mean, Leadon would rent the two halls, upstairs and downstairs. And we're having a Toonie party. And I mean, sold out, and we're kids, you know what I mean? We were doing things that, like, you know what I mean, we weren't able to go to a party and have a party and enjoy ourselves like the older folks. So we made our own platform for it, So yeah, it became so big that, like, that it became very influential in the streets. And like Anthony G said, we were, at the time we were young, I was very much into the streets. I was, I was a very street kid, me, Metro, and Vince, And at a certain point in life, you know, there is a lot of controversies and a lot of things going on, you know. We lost a few people in life too, you know. So at that time, it wasn't the time to continue, you know, playing and this and that. The thing was really getting sticky. And like he said, you know, people are pulling up at parties just looking for certain heads, and you know what I mean, just it was a real thing, you know. So I decided, me personally and Vince, we said we can't play right now, you know. Vince and Leadon and I, we had discussions, you know. I can say one thing, Leadon's a very passionate man, you know, when it comes to the music thing. And we all are, you know what I mean? But we were very much into the streets too. And at the time we had, you know, basically disagreements. Like, you know, he wanted to continue pushing it. We didn't want to. So basically he continued trying to push it by himself and do what he could. And like he said, like, you know, at one point I didn't even know, like, you know, he finally put it down or whatever. But yeah, at some point he ended up joining on to Little Thunder, where at around the same time I got an offer for a couple of sounds too, you know, and one being Platinum Sound and the other one being Skyhawk Sound, you know.
I will correct you. It wouldn't be like, okay. No, I thought it would have been high grade at the time, but okay, yeah. I guess
No, high grade was, well, they already offered that too plenty of times. Why didn't we join together as a bigger crew, like, you know how
No,
Earth was? But
it was more fun. It was more fun beating up on them every week.
yeah, you know, it was better like that, you know. But yeah, so yeah, basically I got the offer from Skyhawk, which that was my sound. Like, you know what I mean? Like how Leadon said he had Little Thunder. Like, you know, I grew up around Little Thunder, like, you know, from the days of Carterville, you know, singing P, that man there, shout out to Barber wherever he is, you know what I mean? Like, I grew up around the sound thing big time, you know, so like I was always around it. But when it came to Skyhawk, because it was mainly situated uptown, and I used to always be that kid that used to go like playing on the turntables, you know. Shout out to Jimsky too, because of these people, I was able to play music all the time, and I was always learning music. So they seen the talent. They seen what we did already on Uptown Sound, and you know, nobody mentioned it, but like Uptown Sound has like what is it, Leading 3 trophies?
Yeah.
We have 3 trophies from Clash already, so it's nothing new, you know. It's nothing new. So big up on your 2 trophies that you have right now too, you know what I mean? And I'm nothing new, you know what I mean? So yeah,
but them trophies at my mom's house right now. I think
you know what I mean? Exactly. Go add them to the rest, you know. Show the journey, you know. But so I end up getting the offer, and I took it without even second guessing, you know what I mean? And basically, shout out to Ricky Don for that one still, and rest in peace to Rambo, you know, for bringing me on. And big up to the rest of the man, them Indian. Shout out to Lunatic. Shout out to Booker. You know what I'm saying? Junior B. So
at some point, Taffy played the sound too.
And Taffy too. And Taffy too. Yes. And Taffy too. I can't forget. Well, I have a trophy on a picture of us all together with a trophy that we won still. Yeah, that was probably the last picture of all of us together.
Boss Dan Quarry. We're heading into commercial, but I don't wanna you mentioned I didn't want to stop you, but I didn't want to pass the fact that you mentioned that there was some stuff going on in the streets, and you also got caught up, AK, and that kind of also helped to, you know, break the whole Uptown Sound.
Yeah, well, I was never locked up. It was
I never said locked up.
No, I was just clarifying the statement from earlier on. Right. You know, Metro was the one that was more in the situation, you know, at the time, which that's true. But as far as me, I was just an active kid. You know what I mean? Like me and Vince were just some active kids. So for us, we looked at it from a different point of view. You know,
that's the point, that exactly where I want to chip in, and that's what I wanted to point it out. So active as in the street, we know what it is. You know, so now that you're at this age and you're AK, you know, getting back in the game, doing your DJ thing, would you have done anything different then? Did you
Oh
regret
yes.
the way things went then, and what would you do different if you had the knowledge today or the
For
chance?
one, I would have take more consideration into the vision that Anthony G had, because honestly, we were a very big influential sound at the time. You know what I mean, for our generation, because we were the sound in our generation. Like, you know what I mean, like when you say Uptown Sound, yeah, like, you know what I mean, everybody's coming out, and like we had a name for ourselves, you know. But
Right.
I chose to follow, like, you know what I mean, the streets, and be loyal to something that clearly, like, you know what I mean, it's just a time, it's just a moment in time, you know what I mean? And when you look at it back, when you look back at it now, you're just like, you know, if you had know how serious, you know, you could have taken this and how big it could have gotten, you know what I mean? Maybe, you know, certain things would have been different. Like, I think about it a lot of times, you know. I think about me leading and Metro and Vince. If we had, if certain things hadn't occurred and certain choices weren't made, where would we be now still, you know? Because enough of those sounds from then are not even together anymore. None of those sounds. Like, you could mention, like, enough of these DJs that you see, they used to be together and everybody separated, you know what I mean? Down to Earthquake, everybody separated, you know, down to what was that other song, Anthony G, with Judgment and them? Collabo? Assassins. See, Chinese, yeah, Assassins, you know. Like, yo, we had a certain we had a good amount of sounds back then, you know what I mean? So, like, I think about it a lot of times, like, where would we be if we were all still doing that? Because that's when I find, like, yo, the clash thing, the sound thing, everything was still, like, very much alive them times, you know what I mean? And shout out to Judgment and all of them, because all of us done clash already. You know what I mean?
We had a clash the ending of 2003.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was the No Way Out. Yeah, the No Way Out sound clash. Yeah.
Yeah, just before I left.
Yeah, definitely, man. And it's like just thinking about a lot of those stuff them now, you know what I mean? Like AK mentioned, we lost a lot of friends as well too, you know what I mean? During those times and so forth. Because, like, you know, the streets was hot. The streets was hot. Like, you know, basically.
From what I'm hearing, then I would just encourage you to, you know, may I say, if you don't have to do the streets, leave the street, because the street, like, the reward at the end of the day is never ever the good reward. You understand? Like, and that's why I went into it with AK to ask him what would he choose today if he know better, and you hear the answer that he gave. Like, there's no, like, the street is for a time and not a long time. And if you do escape the street, there's nothing to show most of the time. If you escape, because most people don't even escape the street, you know. So
That's a fact.
To use them to, like, if you have a goal or ambition, you have something that you love, that's not the street, then focus on that and leave the street after. We're gonna head to commercial now, and we'll come back. We're gonna, you know, give our final talks and wrap up. And, you know, even Dan Quarry here, and that man is another example of why, you know, you leave the street and go focus on your goals. And your goals will bring you some joy and some, you know, some more things. And the street not ever gonna give you. But, you know, we're going to commercial. Engineer, you know, take us to commercial. We'll be right back.
Yeah, watch a little thunder. Landkentertainment. Where you say? Welcome to Sound Clash. Hoi there! Hi, hi, hi! Mada, China! Hoi there! Yo, Johno Frass and that ignorance. Just tell them, say, welcome to Sound Clash, where skull crack and blood splash. Now the song but forward in the clash, tell them my idiot. Get side field, no son you know, say I know idiot. If you not prepare, well disappear, cause you are idiot.
If you're in Montreal City in Canada and you want a wicked haircut, come check out Johno Cuts. Locate him at 85A Avenue Lafleur, LaSalle, Montreal. Contact 514-364-6516. Open on Mondays and Tuesdays from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Then again on Thursday and Friday and Saturday. Same time, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. From dozens of different designs to perfect lines. Just walk in and get a haircut. And you don't know, Johno Cuts fix cheap haircuts.
Hoi there! Remember good no man. Me no care how the road rough, me nah give up. No time. If you're feeling alive, get a youth, no give up. Oh no, please try again. And if you fall 100 times, you will rise back again. Get a youth, never give up in a life. Oh no, please try again. And if you fail and drop one time, you will rise back again. Hoi there! Remember Bada General my name. I remember life is one big road with a lot of signs. A trial and error. Nobody not perfect. Remember that. Sure. Yo, lock and key. Why pray? Hoi there!
You good?
Yeah, good. Yeah, man, big up to everybody that's locked in with us this evening. You know, it's another edition of Welcome. Hot Topics. Welcome to Hot Topics. You know, we have to big up to all of the, the dubplate showcase platform, the war platform. Welcome to Sound Clash. Big up on yourself. Ultimate dubplate impact promotion. Big up on yourself. You know, we have to big up to all the people out there who's keeping the Clash culture alive. Yeah, man, and today we're here with 3 of the founding members of Uptown Sound, aka you don't know original, Anthony G, Energy Squad now. Father Metro is also here. And we're going through the journey, their story from where they're coming from till where they are now today. And we have another clip from the Ultimate Dub Plate Showcase that I want to highlight today. You understand? There was all the excitement, all the niceness, but let's take this one to the people right now.
Oh, bloody hell, man. Why not? Soundz. Mr. Metro. A little sound there when you have Energy Squad. Oh, sorry. Energy Fog. And I wonder where you have Anthony G. What the G stand for? Guy or gay. Choose one. And you, Greg C. Where bumbuckle out you think? C stand for crab louse in a dark shit. And you're stinking for any DJ Viper. Mr. Metro, get the gas plus the lighter. A gang go with this, you don't feel like a joke thing, but then here Energy Squad. Energy blood clot fog. I better say them get them blood clot to a tag. Boy, they want war Uptown Soundz. And a ball for war for done. And I put up jail flag. Hey boy, Anthony G. Stop talk pussy. You know bad ain't no pussy. Mr. Metro them shoot any Mr. Pussy. We know about Uptown Soundz. Mr. Metro. A little sound there when you have Energy Squad. Oh, sorry. Energy Fog. And I wonder where you have Anthony G. What the G stand for? Guy or gay. Choose one. And you, Greg C. Where bumbuckle out you think? C stand for crab louse in a dark shit. And you're stinking for any DJ Viper. Mr. Metro, get the gas plus the lighter. A gang go with this, you don't feel like a joke thing, but then here Energy Squad. Energy blood clot fog. I better say them get them blood clot to a tag. But they want war Uptown Soundz. And a ball for war for done. And I put up jail flag. Hey boy, Anthony G. Stop talk pussy. You know bad ain't no pussy. Mr. Metro them shoot any Mr. Pussy. We know about war. Stop chat, he no pussy. Bust me gun in your face, Anthony G. You used to play Uptown Soundz. Mr. Metro run away. So you find a next sound. You start spliced up figure build for your sound. You are walk from sound to sound. Your ass come around. Anthony G them catch pan a stripper pole. At a meal club stripper show. And them catch him gyal a fucking with that dildo. Greg C and DJ Viper long time them know. Mr.
Check. No. People, you see that, just want to highlight and point out that that is what Sound Clash is all about. If you were watching the clip just now, you would realize when Anthony G came around in Bunks and to Metro Bunks, and we're all laughing. It's all fun and games, people. It's not serious. At the end of the day, after the thing was finished, everybody, we're all have fellowship together, have a drink together, and everybody laugh and go home. And tomorrow is another day, same way. So let's just get into that kind of frame of mind and that mood. All of the sound men out there, all of the sound friend them. This is what Sound Clash, sound culture is all about. It's not personal, it's not serious. And let us have them back on screen keys. So as we wrap up in a few more minutes. Yeah, man. Thanks again for the, it's a lengthy evening because it's all three of you, so we had to go through it like that. So give thanks again. And if there's any ambiguity out there, anything that anybody never understand about Uptown Sound, I'm sure tonight we have a full understanding of where it's coming from. Nobody's taking away anybody credit. Give AK his full credit, him and Vince for starting, for one of the real foundations, and Anthony G tell you where he fit in and Metro tell you where he's fitting. Right now, Metro is the one who is holding up the Uptown Sound banner proudly. Where him go. No shame to him game. All over the world, Metro say Uptown Sound. And back to my question now, seeing that we've gone through all of the where it's coming from and where is that now, and we see that there's no bad blood between any of the three members that are sitting here right now today or anybody else out there. As we see where Metro, as I said before, is a good MC. He's been holding up the banner. AK is out there doing his own thing. Nothing's wrong with having a solo career. Why can't energy? I'm leaving you out of this Anthony because you have wholly and solely you have energy squad that is doing great.
No, that's cool. No, that's not a problem. Because but a silly question before you even continue, because really and truly still, you see AK, like I guess a lot of people really haven't really AK is when they talk about a real shooter. AK to me is one of the best shooters out of.
You will hear that every day. People still get AK
out of Montreal. You know what I mean? Like real talk. So when you really pre it what's going on, man, imagine the Anthony G and AK duo. Johno, you see now, if Uptown Sounds was all, like I said, all of us were still active up till all now, brother, I don't think no song could have talked to Uptown Sound. I tell you.
No.
Real
on our real thing, nobody could have talked.
To my question point, because Anthony G had him thing, and you're gonna say if AK, what about AK and Metro? It's still Uptown Sound, like no, AK is still Uptown Sound. Metro is holding up.
Listen, to my understanding, correct me if I'm wrong. To my understanding, I think that topic that came up in the past, but I don't think it really work out the way it was supposed to. You know what I mean?
Dude, some of these comments are killing me.
Yeah, but that situation, I believe they tried to make that work.
The Fire Blacks big up the
okay, Johno, to answer that question, when I realized, cause like the man them said, I allow the two man them to explain it,
Yes.
So what I know I left going on and then came back to nothing. I was kind of, I'm not gonna lie, they're still my brethren, but I was kind of pissed off with the man there.
See.
Yeah, like I was really kind of pissed off with the man there.
Basically, you're saying from where you left Uptown Sound and when you forward and come back and find Uptown Sound, you were disappointed in the two of them say it reached that level. You were pissed.
Yeah. So
he was definitely upset. Like, he definitely voiced it to me, but I had to explain to him, you know what I mean, the levels and the situation where certain things for me just didn't make sense anymore. You know, understand? So, and that's what even when he forwarded, he said, "Yo, he want to put the song back on the road." It wasn't without a doubt because I was the one that was holding, you know what I mean, like the plates, the dub plates and everything like that. And we are talking about dub plates. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, for the record. So we just gotta let everybody know that Uptown Sound is coming from the record days. Yep. These are the days, like So even down
when
to
when we used to buy record. Me and Anthony G would more buy the the big ones, the rhythms, the full rhythms, double-sided, the double LPs. And AK used to just mostly buy all the little 45s, and AK have all the 45s. We have all the crates. Vince had the hip hop. We didn't have to worry about none of that. He took care of that. Yeah, man, it was crazy.
So back to the dub plate
to
thing.
answer Johno's question. So yes, so for years, they're my brethren and everything is cool, but I'm still pissed. So now I'm pissed off in a way where it's like, all right, fuck everybody. I'm just gonna do this myself.
See.
So that was the feeling for the longest of time.
Okay, see.
And then recently, like last year or so, me and AK talked a couple times about it. Me and him even worked together a couple times. So you know, it's not like if you had asked me this question 2 years ago,
yes,
it'd have been a straight fuck off.
Yeah.
Now it's something that might be possible, you know.
See.
So yeah, okay. So then you see the people them get it there this evening. See something there. If they didn't get nothing, they got that. Yeah. Yes, it's something that might be possible that's being talked about.
Like Metro said, you know, I've thought about it still, and honestly, this is not the first discussion I've had about this. Like, there's numerous people that are still coming up to me and asking me why don't you just, you know, go back and like, yo, bring the sound back on some levels, you know, and I could still have my sighting, you know. So it's talks that are going on right now. You never know for 2023, you know, what can happen still, you know, like, you know. But yeah,
I would feel good and feel like I'm a part of, you know, bringing back Uptown songs together. I don't know. But, you know, like, guys, we've been here for a long time. This is a long interview. A very interesting one. See, Gail is pointing out that her son went to basketball practice and came back. And she's still sitting in the same place. You know what that says? That you guys had Gail attention all evening. That means we're having good discussion. It's a good interview, and people are actually listening to you guys. I've learned a few stuff. Like, especially, I didn't know that Nemesis was before they actually came out after New Concept. I didn't even know that because I wasn't here from them times. So things like these, I'm always willing to do. And every time I sit on Hot Topic and interview anyone, whether it be Montreal or outside, I always learn a lot. You know, so thanks to you guys for taking the time out again to sit with me.
Remember, Anthony G said about the equipment in the beginning.
Yeah.
It was crazy. AK would be bringing an amp from his house all the way in Saint Laurent, coming uptown, meet up by Anthony G, take a 1-2 thing from Anthony G. Me, I bring a 2-speaker from my house, and then we go and put it all together. Yo,
listen, let's not talk about equipment, you know, because I'm vexed with AK, and AK know why I'm vexed with him, you know. Because you know what I mean, like Johno, like Mr. Though some of the, like I said, there is just certain things in it. Yeah, AK. Remember the birthday party, dog? I said, Henry.
Which one? There's too many parties for me to remember.
All right,
so long ago.
Okay. The one where my equipment I'll now haven't reached back my house yet.
Why?
Me no know.
I can't. I don't remember. It's too long ago. You can't ask me that. No, we're talking like 20s. We're talking 20-something years ago.
Yeah, that's that. Johno. You know what I mean? Oh, man, them take my equipment out of my house, brother. You know what I mean? Yo, man, I be a little song on my
I wasn't around for that. I wasn't around for that. Just for the record, I wasn't around for that.
You know what I mean?
I don't know what the.
Yo, I went and buy a brand new mixer, a new Mac mixer, you know, with all the drum sample and thing in it, you know, Johno. Yo, me proud.
Yo, Gail, hold on. Yo, Anthony G, hold on. Gail, I want to make a joke so bad about that, but I can't say it. I can't say it. You just keep typing it, Gail. I can't say that. Me not call no man that day. Me not call no man that day.
I've been seeing it circulating all evening, but I don't know where it's coming from. I was gonna ask.
Me not call no man that name, brother. Me not call no man that name, brother.
Anthony G, where you get that there? Like,
somebody feel me. Gail, what's going on here? Silky smooth.
That actually used to be my DJ name before
Yeah,
Anthony.
you mentioned it. Yeah.
Before Anthony G, yes. DJ Silky Smooth. That used to be my name, yeah.
Gail,
Now call come on that, brother.
yo, one thing you can't. Gail, you passed the exam, Gail. Nothing, Miss Gail. She really sat there. Listen to you guys. Big up Gail always. Rachel Gail, big up yourself, brother. I have some loyal people around here.
You don't say Gail at Choweka. Yo, listen, man. Yo, Silky Smooth was for the ladies, then, man. Behave your guys self. What you mean, man?
Anyway, guys, once more, thank you guys for being here. I'm gonna give you all three of you, time to wrap up on anything that you guys wanna say. Anybody you wanna big up, anything you wanna add in, like just feel free. All three of you, one after the other, just take us out as I give you thanks for this great interview. Without you guys, it wouldn't be possible, and without you guys, it wouldn't be a success. Big up to the behind the scene, landkentertainment keys. Can't give you no more. Big up Dan Ignorance, big up Father Scrooge, no liquid on the team. But you guys just take us out with whatever you guys have to say. Each one go after the other.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, man, you know what? Real talk, big up Vince. Big up Vince.
Shout out, for sure.
I mean, definitely have to big up Vince, you know what I mean? Because like I said, at the end of the day, we all came a long way, you know what I mean? We all came a long way. And we knew each other family and everything, you know what I mean? So it wasn't a thing where we just joined the sound and we were really close friends and so forth, you know what I mean? Yes, as years goes by, some of us lost touch and so forth. Metro and I was, you know what I mean, we were still close because I was very close, you know what I mean, with Metro family as same way as well, you know what I mean? But yeah. Big up everybody else, man. Yo, also big up Ruckus same way, you know what I mean? Because Ruckus was around when all them things, you know what I mean, was happening at the same time too, and so forth. So definitely, man. Big up the Uptown man, them same way, brother. Even though some of them still not like me because they have me up. I mean, some of them, because yeah. Nah, man, even up till this day, man, some of the man them have me up, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, but they still show me respect because them tell me say now them see the vision and they see that I'm still continuing doing my thing and so forth. It's so good, man. And big up my Energy Squad family, big up DJ Surge, DJ Viper, Greg C, you know what I mean? And I mean, yeah, man, big up the Energy Squad family, you know. Mm-hmm.
Well,
yeah, everybody know where.
Yeah, so yeah.
One.
No, you can go.
All right, so everybody knows.
Yeah, so okay.
Okay, Metro, go ahead. You have to speak. Go ahead, Metro. Metro, go ahead. Metro, go ahead. Go at the end because he was the one who came out last in the first place. Go ahead, Metro.
All right, so yeah, find me, Facebook, IG, Uptown Soundz. Just spell it with a Z. That's it. Anthony G, see you on the battlefield when we see you. I'm sure it shall be interesting again. Still have some song I didn't play. I forgot to tell you that. But
behave yourself, man.
AK, big up yourself. Anthony G, big up yourself. Vince, I don't know if he might watch this, but big up himself.
Yeah.
Original. I can't start big up all the man them, all the females them that was around. It's gonna be just too much. So yeah, big up everybody in the comments. I can't see half of them, but what I'm seeing is interesting. That's why I'm so close to the camera, make my eyes look big because I'm trying to read the comments. Yeah, big up everybody. Yo, kids. Kids.
Big up kids.
Kids, how you not show your face today? Well, God. Come on,
big
kids. Come on, kids.
Big up Dan Carey, royalty boss.
See, there she
is.
So you mention you on Uptown Sound and the War. Yo, the people been seeing it online and we've been seeing the rival, and I've been asking you guys to tell me when you're ready. My money is. I put down the money one side to put on the face to face with Uptown Sound and Energy Squad because Montreal been waiting for it and I've been waiting on you too. So let me know when you guys ready. I'm sure Keys will be ready to put on that one. Anyways, AK, take it away.
Yeah. So thanks for having me on the show. Shout out to Keys. Shout out to Johno. Shout out to everybody watching. Big up to all of the people in Montreal, across the world, whoever's watching. You don't know music is a thing. It'll keep you away from, you know what I mean, a lot of bad things. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, shout out to Vince, for real. Shout out to Vince anywhere he is. Anybody that's watching, just remember Vince was the main guy that's missing in this interview that's not here. But anyway, shout out to him. Shout out to Ruckus, my brother. You know what I'm saying? He was there, big part, supported us and helped us throughout enough of our bookings and enough of our little hardships. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Tamish, shout out to Bones, shout out to Brian Asher. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the real ones that were there. Shout out to everybody on Snow Hill, you know what I mean? The 1-6, you know what I mean? Shout out to everybody, the Vic boys, Coach and Catching guys, you know what I'm saying? You know, without them, Uptown Soundz was not possible. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. So anybody watching, just know, say this is the original Uptown Sound crew. You know what I'm saying? My name is DJ AK. You can follow me on IG at DJ AK514, on Facebook, AK Akeem. Don't know. You could check out my SoundCloud, DJ AK121, and you can find all my mixtapes and all my updates. And look out for me in 2023 because it's about to be a wicked year.
Mad. Yeah, man. Big up once more to all you guys. And I just want to point out, Montreal, you see, we got talent. We have 3 young guys here, you know, from different background, different area. And
Yeah. Hold on, Johno, hold on. I heard they would do. I saw something going on in the comments a little bit earlier about some match and these kind of things. I don't know about any of those math that was going on. I'm 29.
You're 38.
I'm 29, bro.
Leave me alone.
I'm 29, bro.
I want to point it out to you that we have talented people.
I'm 29. I don't know what kind of math is going on. I'm 29.
And you heard how they handle themselves. You heard how they
Wait, hold on.
When the questions were presented, you heard how they answered. They were articulate. They're intelligent. We got talent, Montreal. Let's support our people. Let's start going out somewhere, support the clashes, support the you know, the juggling party, all of those good things.
Yo, Thunder, yo, brother, yo, royalty boss, easy. Yo, royalty boss, cool, man.
Keys, you're not gonna get. I don't know if you can give it for this evening.
Wait, hold on, yo, Thunder.
What kind of question is that?
I'm not understanding.
I think he meant the least. Typo. I'm pretty sure he meant the least.
Who was the last? But if you change it to least girl on the song.
Who had the last girl on the song? I bet I'll tell you.
He means the least.
No, I thought what you know. Yes, sir.
Who had the least girls on?
The less girl. The less girl. Oh, the less girl.
Listen.
Big up royalty.
I think big up Thunder for real. Big up Thunder. Big up royalty son.
Last night we had an event. Royalty was booked on the past through, and I just want to big up royalty sound crew once more. Big up the little DJ. I have little G there. The little you, the bud. And
Bad G. Yeah, man.
Royalty did it last night, yo. They played some real good songs, you know. People enjoyed themselves, people were dancing, you know. Big up Mama Faye and our Earth Strong, you know, once more, you know, real mother of the city. You know, big up the whole family. So, and last night was I see that you guys are very comfortable over here. That's how I thought people still.
How it go, man?
Easy, just flow like, you know, you become like great interview with, you know, great people when you sit there and talk and hat.
Yo, Thunder, me and the girl them teddy bear, you know. I don't know what you talk about, you know. Especially winter time, you know, my season, you know, man.
Keys, I'm trying to wrap up, but it's not working. So I don't.
You know, I mean, make y'all dash with the pillow and come lie down from my belly, you know.
What? Silk is smooth in the building. That's different.
Silk.
You know, we have two another double character over here. Silk is smooth, and then you have Anthony G.
That's gonna run the place this year.
Yeah,
This year, that's gonna run the place.
I should have never mentioned that name.
Yeah, everybody are gonna start run with that now.
The belly is a pillow.
I mean, my belly is a
You have
pillow.
a clash. You have a clash. You have a clash. You have a clash coming up.
What's wrong with that?
You have a clash coming up, Anthony G.
Yeah, but what's wrong? I don't have no clash coming up.
So
you don't know, man. Would have cut custom already, you know, from the hear about this.
Unless you want,
smooth.
unless if you want it dead before the Christmas.
People look out for
behave yourself, brother. Go eat your ham.
Oh gosh, this guy is funny.
Go eat your ham.
This guy is funny. Yo, Thunder is funny. He's killing me. This.
Leave me alone. People, January 22nd, the Ultimate Dumpling Contest will be here in Montreal on promotion. And look out for Welcome to Sound Clash Season 1. Final Season 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah,
right.
man. And look out for the Bada Clash. Bada Clash.
And look out for Royalty War. That will be Royalty Anniversary over there in Toronto. That will be in February. You don't know, Little Thunder Sound Crew and Lock and Key plan for roll out for that one there. So the rest of Montreal can also, tag along with support Thunder, because Thunder always in the city. Look out for next Friday, people. It's all about it's the season. You don't know, say Little Thunder Sound giving back to the city. That's a bring it one bottle event, but two things to be noted. Bring your alcohol in a plastic container. So buy a bottle, but pour it in a plastic container. And you can bring your alcohol, and there will be no chasers allowed, no ice. So you will come inside, that will be inside, so you can fetch your tracer and your ice inside. So just come with your alcohol in plastic bottles. Let's just be nice about the thing, We're trying to celebrate, it's a season. So this Friday, December 23rd, Energy Squad will be there alongside some of Montreal greats, like a ton that will be there also. Yes, Anthony.
I say, Silky Smooth will make a special appearance,
All right, yeah, that. And people look out for OSS.
You have to lose about 150 pounds first.
People look out for OSS. It's all about that New Year's Eve party. You don't know, it's all about two places in one night. Montreal, Ottawa. You don't know, we're bringing you the entertainment for that night. We're bringing in the New Year. So look out for that one also. Get your ticket from early, because your ticket them are being sold out. I mean, I will ticket for nobody as usual. So anything else? Look out also bigger things in January, people. You don't know Little Thunder Sound same way. Triple Entertainment, and you don't know the great man himself from New York will be in the building. Noah Paul will be here. And you don't know, so when the Noah step out, it's all about entertainment. Big up to all the ladies. Ladies step out for that one there, all right? And look out also Pisces Affair coming to you in February. And I'll give you the date for Welcome to Sound Clash. 20
I swear this guy is fucking killing it. Yeah. 20 dumplings.
I can't stay with you guys all night. Until next time, people, thanks for sharing. Thanks for sharing the live. Thanks for giving your comment. Thanks for everything that you guys have done. Thanks for supporting Welcome to Sound Clash, Landkentertainment, Entertainment, and the whole family over the years. Like, without you guys, we would be nothing. I would be sitting here if it wasn't for you guys. So thank you for the support as always, and we love you all. Salute. Bye. I'm out.